Probabilities. Probability is something, let's say the chance to happen an event, or how likely something can happen. All right. So um, let's say like how likely is it? It's what is the chance or what is the probability, or how likely is it that uh, like let's say tomorrow it will rain. All right. So the probability, the chance of that, the rain is the probability, like how much chances of rain are there for tomorrow. That's the probability of rain for tomorrow. So probabilities, we measure them in between 0 and 1, okay? In between okay, in between 0 to 1, right? Let's say if there is a 100% chance to rain tomorrow, the probability is 1, right? Uh, and let's say if there is a 0 chance for something to happen, the probability of that thing is 0. But anything is in between them is in between 0 to 1. Okay, so let me just give some. So okay, so how, let's say the formula for an event, let's say E represents the event that can happen, all right? And the probability of E means the probability of the event to happen. Okay. So the probability of some event to happen is like, let's say the chance, like how many are favorite outcomes. Okay. Favorable outcomes, favorable outcome over the total number of outcomes. Okay. Number of total outcomes. That's basically how we decide somehow. Okay, so let's say you flip a coin, all right? Let's say you flip a coin. So what's the probability of getting a head, right? So there is two sides in a fair coin, head and tails, right? There's a two sides for a fair coin, heads and tails. So the probability for a head, okay? Let's say I want to see the probability of head. We flip a coin, okay? Flip coin, and we want to see what's the probability of head. Okay, so how many possible outcomes are there for head? That's one. And how many are total possible outcomes? That are two, right? Head or tails, like head and tails. There's two possible outcomes, and the probability for the heads, the favorable, the one that we are looking for is one. So it's one out of two, right? So that's like very basic example to start with for the probabilities. Okay, so then let's have some other example. Uh, let's say you are rolling. Let's say we have two dice. Okay, like dice cube, like this. I'm not very good with the drawing. Let me just try it again. Try if I can get it something right. All right, so let's say I have something like this. All right, two dice, and I roll them. All right, I rolled the two dice. So what are the possible outcomes if I roll the two dice? The possible outcomes are like this. The first die can have a 1 on it. and the second one can also have a 1 on it. Or it's possible the first one have a 1 and the second one have a 2. First one gets a 1 and second one gets a 3. And the first one gets a 1, second one gets a 4, first one gets a 1, second one gets a 5, and first one gets a 1 and second one gets a 6, because there is 6 sides of this dice, right? So 6 numbers on its top can be appear. Then the second one, it's 2 1 2 2. The first one is 2, second one is 3. Okay, 2 4 2 5 2 6. Then 3 1 3 2 3 3 3 4 3 5 3 6. Then let's have, let me have the next one, 4 1 4 2. These are the numbers that can appear on the top of, like, yeah, when you roll it, that appears on the top, on the first and the second. This is the first die, this is the second one. 4 4 4 5 4 6 5 1 5 2 5 3 5 4 5 5 5 6 6 1 6 2 6 3 6 4 6 5 6 6. So these are the total possible outcomes that can happen if you roll 2 dice at once. All right, so now that you can ask, like, we can make any question. Let's say I ask you, let's say we make the question is, how many are the possible outcomes, how many are the possible outcomes when the sum, okay, when sum of both, okay, sum of both numbers that appear on the die sorry, sorry, I just have some, oh, my internet has some, okay, sorry about it, my internet was a bit disconnected, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so now we have the 6 outcomes, all right, here, like 30, these are the 36 outcomes in total, right? So we were looking when the sum of both numbers is, let's say, 6, all right? When the sum of both numbers is 6, how many outcomes are like those? So what is the sum of this one, the first entry? That's 2. 1 plus 1 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. So there is the 1. Its sum is 6. 1 plus 5 is, the first number on the top of first die is 1. Second one is 5. So 1 plus 5 is 6. Then let's say the next one. Okay, this is the one that will have the sum 6. 2 plus 4 is 6, right? Then this one will have a 6, right? Okay, and then I can see 4 plus 2 also have a 6. 5 plus 1 have a 6. Is there any other one that can give us a 6, the sum?
It's clear for you and you had any.
Is there any other number pair whose sum can be 6? So there is no other number whose sum can be 6, all right? So how many were those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? So we have 5 outcomes whose sum is 6. And how many outcomes are total in there? These are 36. If you count them, they are 36. So the probability for this event that the sum, this is my event, the sum of both numbers is 6. So the probability of this event, that sum of both numbers is 6, is actually 5 over 36. Because there is 5 possible outcomes that the sum of these ones is 5. So the 6. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible outcomes whose sum is 6 out of all the possible outcomes, which is 36.
Professor, excuse me. The student
Yes.
Mark, has something to say. Mark, you have
Yes,
a
I'm here.
question?
Sorry. No, that's okay. I was counting. I was wrong.
Okay,
Yeah. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you, Professor. It's okay.
All right. So, but like sometimes it seems to be thing, but like you cannot always think. Let's say I ask you what is the probability that tomorrow you will find $1 million in your house. So its probability is not 50-50. All right. You cannot say it's the 50% probability. All right. So like it depends on the event. All right. When you flip a coin, its probability is 50-50. All right. When you roll a die, so the probability depends on the possible outcomes. Right. What are the possible outcomes? Let's say if you flip two coins, right? You have 2 coins. We flip them. Let's say this is, I'm just, all right. So you have 2 coins, we flip them. So what are the possible outcomes? The possible outcomes is that first one gives us a head, second one gives us a head. Then first one gives us a head, then a tail. Then first one gives us a tail, second one gives us a head, and both tails. Right? So these are all the possible outcomes. So if I ask you what is the probability that we get both of the tails, so you look here, the possible outcomes. How many are the possible outcomes? 4. And among these 4, there's the one outcome that gives us the tail. Okay, so it's 1 out of 4, right? So basically, what you do when the things are independent, so there is 2 kind of probabilities, the independent event and like the dependent event. These were the independent event. Like you flip the first coin, it do not affect the outcome of the second coin when you flip it, right? But let's say we have a bag of chocolates, okay? Bag of chocolate. Bag of candies, let's say, right? Or bag of candy, all right? So let's say there is 3 blue, 2 white, and 5 red candies, right? So I ask you, what is the probability that you need to pick 2, like let's say you pick a candy and that one is a red out of the bag. You don't see, you just pick it randomly. What is the probability that the candy you pick is the red? So how many are the red candies? 5. And how many are the total candies? 1, 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, right? So probability for the candy red, first candy to be red, is 1/2. Okay. Now from the same bag, okay, you took one candy out, and let's say you eat it. And then I again ask you, what is the probability for the candy to be white? The next candy that you pick is white. Okay. Now, this second event is not independent. It depends on the first event. Yes, it's the last. Okay, yes. Okay, so let's say this is the second candy. This event is the first event affect the second event, right? You eat one candy from the bag. Now there is less candies in the bag. Now there is total 9 candies in the bag. And now you are picking, the option to pick white candies is 2. So the probability for white candy in the second term is 2 out of 9. But if you would have picked the white candy in the first term, okay, probability for white candy in the first term, that would be 2 out of 10. So these events are not independent. They are dependent events. So if one event can affect the result of the second one, That's the dependent events. All right, so that's all from me. If you have any question, please quickly ask.
No.
All clear. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teacher Sad.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for your participation, and remember the next class for tomorrow, okay? Science. Thank you for the class. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day for all of you.
Bye, teacher.
Teacher.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
teacher.
you, guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
miss.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.